Hey everyone, welcome back to Earl Grey Books. I'm Ellie. Today, to celebrate Aussie April, I thought that I would share with you a couple of recommendations, and specifically children's and YA recommendations. YA was really the thing that got me into reading Australian books. There is an incredible community around Love Oz YA. So I'm going to start with those. I have 3 YA and 3 children's. So let's jump into those. And let's start with the one that's come out the most recently that you might have heard quite a bit about, hopefully. This is How We Changed the Ending by Vicky Wakefield. This was nominated for the Stella Prize this year. And it's one of the only 2 YAs that have ever made the list. This is the story of a teenage boy named Nate, and he's got a bit of a rough home life, and it's sort of going through what his life is like and what it's like to be a teenager living in a very low economic neighborhood and household, and how that affects everything in his life. It's really beautifully written, and it's emotional and just a wonderful read. And I think it's a nice little step into YA if you're not much of a reader, not much of a YA reader. If you like other books on the Stella long list, this might be one that's kind of nice to slip in. Next up we have one of my all-time favourite series, and that is the Every series by Ellie Marnie. This is book 1, Every Breath. So this is about Rachel Watts, who moves from country Victoria into sort of the inner suburbs of Melbourne, and she meets James Mycroft, and they sort of start solving crimes together. So it's a modern day Sherlock retelling set in Melbourne. We've got Flinders Street Station here in the background. It's just a great series. It's really fun, it's intense, it's emotional. This series completely ruined me and put me back together again, and then ruined me again, and just so on. So this is also one of the series, it's really special to me because it's kind of one of the reasons that I really got into the YA community in Melbourne. This definitely led to my best friend Angel and I becoming friends, as well as a bunch of other people. So it has a special place in my heart as well. And then finally for YA, this is maybe kind of a bridge between YA and adult fantasy. I consider it YA, other people might not, but it's Over Newton by Isabel Carmody. This is book 1 in the series, which I believe is just called the Over Newton Chronicles. Yeah, so this is a fantasy series. It's been a little while since I read this one, and I really do want to reread it. First time I read it, I only made it to book 3 because I was borrowing them from the library, but now I own up to book 4, and I think there's 6 books in the series. So hopefully going to be getting to this one soon. I always say that and it never happens, but this one is awesome, and also there's a cat who plays a pretty major role. So, and then on to children / middle grade. These are all ones that I've read pretty recently. Let's start with this one. So we have Utley Coulter and the Narrowway Hunt by Rhiannon Williams. This is a middle grade fantasy about a young girl named Utley, and her little brother gets taken one day and she goes to find him, and it leads into this whole adventure. And there are some amazing fantastic, I was gonna say fantastic beasts. They are fantastic beasts. Yeah, so your magical creatures, they're really interesting, and I really loved this. This is book one in a trilogy. The first two books are out. I believe the third and final one was supposed to come out sometime. I don't know if it's been pushed back, but yes, I'll be talking about it when it comes out. So yeah, this is just a really fun series. Next up, this is also just an adorable series. This is Withering by Sea, which is the first book in the Stella Montgomery Intrigue series by Judith Russell. This is kind of like a series of unfortunate events meets like Nancy Drew, with a bit of like fantasy in there. It is a gorgeous book. It has some beautiful end papers and a little ribbon, and it also has some illustrations in there. And this one also, if I can find it, is this page that I particularly love. There are lots and lots of cats, so this is just a really fun series and I really enjoy it. And then finally, leaving the best to last, this is more of, it's a book recommendation, but it's also just like an author recommendation in general, because I love this man. It's Sean Penn. This is The Arrival. This is a story, this one is entirely pictures. Some of his others have words, I think most of them do. Some of them are more like a story sort of thing, some of them are more of a picture book. But he is just, yeah, I can't speak. I went to say incredible and amazing at the same time. He's incredibly amazing. I love his artwork, I love the way he writes, and I just think he's incredible. So, would highly recommend him because he's quite popular, but I haven't really seen anyone talk about him on BookTube. Like, he's quite popular. Like, when I was working in a bookstore, everyone knew who he was. But yeah, I feel like he's kind of like slept on online. So yeah, those are the recommendations I have for children's and YA in Aussie books. I will hopefully do a sort of like Aussie April recommendation. I guess it won't be April, but once Aussie April is over and I've read a few more, I will kind of pick my favourites and talk about those a little bit, and maybe some old favourites. So I will see you all on Monday. I think I said this in like my video on Monday, but I'm pretty sure this coming Monday is actually going to be my mid-month book haul, because I totally forgot that the Stella announcement was off on Tuesday. But I will see you all then. Thanks for watching. Bye.